This show is sponsored by Great Kingdom Palace, giving life a meaning.
We're here today at the Mind, Body, Spirit event, and today I've got Flavia Peters, who's going to be talking to us about her business, Spirit Visions. Here I am today with Flavia at the Mind, Body, Spirit event, and she's going to tell us her story on her spiritual awakening. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much.
So how did you get into all of this?
Well, ever since I was a child, I could hear the angels sing. So I was really connected with the angelic realm. I was also brought up next to woodland, so I was always looking for fairies and nature spirits. I meditated as a child as well, so I was a very, very spiritual girl.
From an early age, you were meditating?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And what type of meditation were you doing at that young age?
It was an Om meditation that my father had taught me. So it's basically opening up the third eye. And so we used to practice meditation together, but I did a lot of it as well outside in nature.
Wow, that's amazing, amazing. And so what age did you then awaken then, really, kind of get into all this?
Well, I then blocked it when I was 13. My father left and I was devastated. So I became quite a rebellious teenager and...
As you would normally, yeah?
Absolutely, became very punky. But then I got into theatre, so I was doing lots of singing and acting. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-30s that I was walked into a shop and a book literally leapt out at me called Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. And I just couldn't put the book down. Every part of it made sense. And I was like, oh, it completely resonated with me because I suddenly remembered, obviously, my connection with the angels. And I absolutely knew then that I had to go and train with Doreen. So I went to California and became an angel therapy practitioner, came back to England, and I gave up my job, which was at Vodafone HQ at the time, and I was recruiting all the temps and contractors throughout the whole of the UK in the shops and offices. So I knew that that was absolutely what I was meant to do. And an opening came up in a really nice room in a fairy shop in Newbury in Berkshire. That's where I was at the time in the south of England. And so I started doing angel readings from there, angel therapy sessions, meditation groups, and it all expanded and I had to get bigger premises and I found a wellbeing centre. So I started working there, and there was a beautiful covered courtyard with loads of flowers and plants and shrubs and stuff. And I started being able to see fairies again. So the fairy realm wanted me to work with them and completely open up the eyes of people that the fairy realm are actually real and the whole planet wouldn't actually exist without them, instead of them being stuffed into myths and legends and fairy tales. So my work very much now is working with the angelic realm, which I run practitioner courses at the College of Psychic Studies in London and from Buxton as well, so we've got north and south, but very much working with the fairy realm.
So you left in effect a corporate job working for Vodafone, and obviously in a high stature job, to then follow your dream and follow your passion. And there's so many viewers out there that are sitting there in the corporate jobs, unhappy. And so, what's your advice to them?
I absolutely know that when we come into this lifetime, we come in knowing on a soul level what our life purpose actually is. And that is usually indicated by games we play, but also what we say, when I grow up, I'm going to be such and such. So when I was a little girl, I knew that I really wanted to be an actress, but it's not exactly an actress, but what I do is I'm on stage every single weekend talking about angels, talking about fairies, and also doing like shamanic work. And so in a way, that's like being an actress, but being in this field. So it's always got that connection. And yes, I did leave a very highly powered job. It was one in the corporate world that I'd really worked up to, and I was delighted to have, and I loved it. But what I did was I put complete trust into the universe, into the angels, knowing that I would be completely supported, because what I was doing is making steps towards my life purpose. And as soon as you do that, then everything comes together. And the story after that is absolutely amazing, how I've been absolutely provided with everything, because I left everything behind, literally everything. And now here I am on the circuit, and now I'm an author of many books and CDs.
Talking about that, we have got a book over here, which you're the author of the book called
Where the Fairy Shaman. But I've also joint author as well with my business partner, my partner in crime, my soul sister, who's Barbara Meikle John Free, and she's a very renowned shaman throughout the world.
And those books are about the angelical realms.
Way of the Fairy Shaman is about how to work with the nature realm, how to work with fairies in conjunction with nature, working with the four directions, working with the seasons, working with the elements, and in turn the elementals, which are indeed the nature spirits. But we have other books as well. I've written the Book of Destiny with Barbara. I've written like all the sayings. Basically what it is, it's like an oracle deck, but it's in a book. So you open the book and it gives like really amazing messages. I've written the Shamanic Handbook as well, and again, that's of course very much part of my work, and of course Barbara's as well. Just leading people basically to go back to basics, to go back to the primal energies that we actually are, and our souls are crying out for. No more can we really deal with old corporations with all the fake lighting. We need to get outside and just be part of nature.
Totally agree with you. And I'll tell you something, audience, in terms of like, I always say to them, like I said, meditation is so key. It's a way of finding yourself. When you quiet down the mind, when you quiet down all those thoughts and everything around you, you can actually hear the soul telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And it won't be telling you to do big things, but just small actions. It might be going and seeing somebody in the hospital. It might be going and seeing a loved one. But when you start actioning the soul then becomes more powerful. It talks to you more and leads you into your soul direction. You know, would you agree?
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, talking about, you know, the soul, it's like as soon as you like connect with it, it does show you the way. And we're being fed as a human race ways to not get in contact with our soul. You know, soap operas are deliberately put in place so we can be in that drama and not taking responsibility for our own lives.
So true.
Yeah, or using that as an escape, and more people are turning to like bottles of wine maybe of an evening just to completely shut down, and that's just like completely sad. But basically, like I said, it's been put into place just to control the masses, because, you know, they don't want us to be in our full power and to absolutely do what we want to do. But the thing is, our guardian angels are behind us, nudging us all the time to do what we actually came here to do. When you do what you're absolutely passionate about, that's when the universe absolutely provides for us. And there's more and more people in jobs that they actually despise. They get more and more tired and more in debt because it can't flow to them, because they haven't got the joy within them. And there's so many people that might be listening to this thinking, but how can I just walk away and I don't know what to do yet? But the first thing is, like you said with meditation, remember what it is that actually brought you that joy and brought you that passion, and just then take those first steps from there and just allow everything to unfold. It's like walking through a very dark forest, but knowing there's light at the end of the tunnel. And you may have to step off the cliff at the edge of the forest, but you'll always be caught and completely cradled by the universe.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And Flavia is so right there, that when you're watching social TV, you know, you're not watching a program, you're actually in fact being programmed. And obviously, you know, they don't want us to basically get to where we want to be. And obviously, so, you know, if you like, you got to go against the tide in order to get to your soul destination, you know. But listen, how does the viewers out there get hold of you?
Okay, well, my website address is www.flaviakatepeters.com, or you can find me on spiritvisions.com.
Excellent, you heard it here. That's Flavia. Do get in touch with her. She's absolutely amazing and she's so powerful and very knowledgeable with her stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Here we are at the Mind, Body, Spirit event at the Birmingham NEC, and I am with...
Suzanne.
Lauren.
And Jean.
Tell me, what do you guys think of today?
Fantastic. It opened my eyes to a completely different way of looking at things, way of practicing things, and way of relaxing, and sort of like just looking at the world slightly different. Really enjoyed it.
And are you spiritual in any shape or form?
I'd like to think a little bit. You know, I knew little bits of information through friends and other things, but today's really opened my eyes.
And what's one thing that you can actually go away and take from today?
Similar to Susan, really. Like, I've never done anything like this before, so I've come along because they asked me to do it, just to learn how to relax. I didn't know what this was all about, and now I found the day really well, really good.
Great, great. And what about yourself? What do you get out today?
I really enjoyed it. I'm a Reiki healer and I do angelic Reiki as well. And it's just mixing with like-minded people and just really enjoying the day.
So you've heard it from the girls. They've been really enjoying it out today, and they've learned a message in terms of like to relax and how to relax and Reiki healing. So they've got a lot out of it today, and so thank you for your time.
Yeah, come down. It's really worth a visit.
Hi, I am with...
Tracy.
Caroline.
Tell me, what brought you here today?
She bought me a ticket.
Well, okay, what have you got out from today?
An empty purse.
And what else?
I'm not sure yet. I've had a wand wafted around my body. I've had my colour chart done. I've heard some dodgy chanting. I'm not quite sure, but the face cream works.
Face cream works. Okay, what about yourself?
Yeah, spent much more than I wanted to. Really enjoyed it. It's been really good.
If there's something that you could take away from today, what would that be?
The colour chart, the woman who did the colour readings, absolutely brilliant.
And why is that so important?
Because it's something tangible that you could read, and it did fit to my personality, the colours she brought up. So
I've never looked into the colour charts before. Tell me more about that.
you just give them your date of birth, I'm not telling you, and they work out some numbers and do what colour you are, you know, and you think, oh yeah, but it was really good. It was spot on for my personality. So yeah, it was quite good, and it was free, which is nice.
It's always good to have something free, right? Okay, and what about yourself?
Yeah, we like free. Yeah, she was absolutely spot on. I went and had the £15 reading, which was much more in depth, and yeah, really good. And then she said about my son leaving, which is, again, spot on.
Amazing stuff. Well, listen, thank you, girls, and thank you for joining me.
Okay, thank you.
Again, I am here at the Mind, Body, Spirit event, and I am with...
Joe?
And Amy.
So tell me, what brought you here today?
I've been doing a lot of inner work recently, exploring my own mindset. I wanted to be around other like-minded people. And beyond London, this is kind of the biggest event, so yeah.
And it is the biggest event at the National Exhibition Centre. So what did you get out today?
It's been an amazing experience. I mean, it's kind of been the new experiences for me. I've done chanting meditation with the Hare Krishnas in the pop-up temple, which was a completely new experience, and chatting to people, and you know, the energy here has been amazing. Lots of amazing food, and the authors that have been here from Hay House have just been incredible. So it's been a really great day.
Thank you for your time, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Again, I am joined by...
Lee.
Katrina.
Lee, what brings you here today?
Today, well, I was inspired to come here from Katrina, who bought my ticket, and I came here looking for some inspiration to develop my confidence.
And do you think you found that after coming today, or found a way of getting better confidence?
Definitely, yeah. been to a mantra hut, and I've been speaking to lots of different people. I've even been inspired to talk to someone like a complete stranger, of which we've exchanged details, and it's been an absolutely fantastic day.
Amazing stuff. And what about yourself?
Yeah, so I came here today for wisdom and just to kind of expand myself really, and I really feel as though I've actually found it here as well. There's so much to do. So many things are actually set up to actually help people become the best versions of themselves, and that's something I'm really passionate about.
Wow. Excellent. Well, listen, thank you guys for giving your feedback. Speak to you guys soon.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
Here we are at the Mind, Body, Spirit event, the Birmingham NEC, and I am joined by...
Debbie.
Danny.
Tell me, Debbie, what brings you here today?
There's lots of different reasons I've come today. There's lots of different attractions in how to eat healthy, to how to live better lives. But it's been a thoroughly enjoyable day, and we've really enjoyed it.
Excellent. And what did you take out today?
Spiritual awareness workshops, and I saw a few mediums, and that was interesting.
Go to a workshop.
No, I watched one of the workshops on stage, yeah.
And how was that?
That was really interesting, and I learned a lot, and we bought a book on it as well. It's really good.
Oh, excellent. So if there's something that our viewers at home could take away, what would that be? What would you say?
It was very enlightening. It was a really interesting day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought there was, our first appearances, it wasn't that large of a workshop environment, but actually having been here, we didn't have enough time to get round. We could have done with more time. There was a lot on offer for everybody for all different interests. It wasn't just a one shop.
Yeah.
There's books, there's things to buy for health products, and a lot of coaching, so that there's something for everybody here.
Yeah.
But it's been a really enjoyable day, and I would recommend anybody to come along.
Excellent. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you. We are here today at the Mind, Body, Spirit event in the Birmingham NEC, and I am welcomed by a very special guest by the name of John. What brings you here?
Well, it's chalk and cheese really. I was at the Great Dorset Steam Fair last weekend, which is probably one of the biggest steam shows on earth, set in a 600-acre field site. And one of the traders who's up here today, Native American Indian guy, we bought a couple of flutes from him last weekend, and he said, if you're into this sort of thing, take a look at the website and perhaps give it a go. So looked at the website, and there was a couple of things that really interested me. So I've done a couple of workshops today. Charlie Morley was one of them with Lucid Dreams. So yeah, it's been a...
I've heard of Charlie. So what was that workshop like? What did you get out of it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it was just, talking about lucid dreams and then actually working with them to empower yourself into doing other bits and pieces.
And what is lucid dreams?
Very vivid dreaming that you are in, you're there, but it can't be real. So you're also looking for triggers so that that it can't be real, because suddenly, hypothetically, you're walking up the high street in London or Birmingham and suddenly a lion goes past. Well, clearly, that doesn't happen every day of your life, so that sort of is your trigger for lucid dreams. But then it's actually using techniques which I didn't know until I'm very good with lucid dreams, but once you're into that state, you can then empower your body to help repair things and take on new challenges, basically.
Wow, amazing itself. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds fantastic. Proof of the pudding obviously is in the eating, but yeah, certainly a great thing to learn about. And obviously it was a 2-hour taster today, so it's a lot bigger than that alone. But it's been fantastic, worth coming up.
And if you're going to take 2 things away from you today, what would those 2 things be?
I would think it was the 2 workshops that I booked on to do. One was a very different meditation technique, which was fantastic, and then, as I say, meeting Charlie.
And what was that? I'm very interested in meditation myself, and I actually preach meditation. I do meditation myself. So what was that technique?
It was called the SOS technique, and it's more geared on sort of short meditation and, as I say, intertwined with other bits and pieces. But it was a new one for me, and as I say, with what I've been doing with meditation, my whole sort of outlook has changed, if you like. This sort of stuff 4 years ago wasn't my scene. I was seriously ill, and the NHS and medicine weren't capable of doing it. So I also then had to look further afield, and in doing that, I've got far more involved on this sort of thing, and a lot of self-discovery, and also now looking at sort of becoming a practitioner in certain areas to try and give something back, because it's certainly moved me a long way in my life process, that's for sure.
Excellent. Well, that's it. You've heard it from John firsthand, or what he's come out of by attending the Mind Body Spirit event, and it's amazing stuff what he's looked at: lucid dreaming and meditation. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Nice to have met you guys.
To find out more about Amit Kaint, please take a look at his new book called The Gift: 7 Laws of Success, out now in all major bookstores. This show is sponsored by Great Kingdom Palace, giving life a meaning.